There once was a mighty king, Yarda. He was woken up one night from his guard. King Yarda, wake up. We're getting invaded. King Yarda wakes up and he commands his guard, go get my soldiers, go get my shield, my sword, let's go. Let's go into war. Jumps out of his bed, goes to war, and he gets whooped. He's conquered by this emperor. So the emperor that conquers him has King Yarda in front of him. And this emperor says, King Yarda, you are of noble blood. I cannot kill you. However, I have beaten you. And you will forever remember the humiliation that I am making you experience right now. So you will leave your kingdom in shame. And anybody in your kingdom that helps you, I already told your people, I will behead them as well as their entire family. So as King Yarda leaves the kingdom, imagine the humiliation of the defeat, the anguish, the effect of the people shunning him. So King Yarda makes his way off of his kingdom, and he makes it to the next kingdom. And luckily, there was a soup kitchen. So he gets in line. He gets all the way to the front of the line, and they run out of soup. No soup, come back tomorrow. He breaks down and says, please, please, I am so hungry. I'll take anything, just the bottom of the barrel. So they can see he's suffering, and they do what they can to help. They take whatever is left at the bottom of the barrel and they give him half a bowl of soup. He's so appreciative. He takes his bowl and he's making his way to find a place to eat. Out of nowhere, a kite comes down and knocks the bowl out of his hand. Right there, he drops to his knees and he says, alas, alas, I can't take any more. And he rises out of his bed. And his guard comes in and says, King Yarda, are you okay? What's going on? And right there, you and I would know that this is a dream. But King Yarda is a philosopher, very much like you and I. The first thing he asks the guard is this true? Or is that true? The guard is stumped. He doesn't know how to answer him. So the guard calls the queen. The queen comes in. Is this true? Or is that true? Says King Yarda. She cannot console him. Days and weeks go by, and the kingdom cannot run. He refuses to pay attention to anything. Items are in front of him to sign for the king's decree, and it doesn't get signed because his question is this true or is that true? Luckily, they knew wise sage, and he hears of what's going on, and he comes to see the king one day. And the first question King Yarda asks him is this true or is that true? So the sage asks him, okay, is your queen here? Is your kingdom here right now? King Yarda replies, yes, this is true. Okay. And then he asks, that you're referring to, did you experience hunger, starvation, being beat in a battle. He says, yes, that was true. He says, okay, so this is true and that is true. King Yarda's even more confused now. How can this be true and that be true? The sage says, let me help a little more. King Yarda, are you starving right now? And he's coming out of his slumber and he's, no, I'm not starving right now. He says, then this is not true. And he says, and was your queen and your guards and your kingdom there then that you're referring to? And he says, no, they weren't. The sage says, then that is not true either. Now King Yarda is surely confused. So he asked the sage, then what is this? This is true, nor that is not true, and that is true, nor this is not true. What is the truth? The sage looks at him in the eye and says, King Yarda, you are the truth. Now, in understanding this metaphor analogy of King Yarda being the truth, this means that you are the truth. And this highlights the beautifulness of introducing three experiences that we experience in life. And there is a fourth, but let's focus on the three. The three experiences that you know is when you're awake, when you're dreaming, and there is another experience that you know that you do not really know, almost like you're not conscious, which is deep sleep. Now, when you're in your dream state and you are running from a lion, you are feeling that within as if there was a real lion in the reality of life. You would experience the same level of fear in this dream state. But when you wake up, there is a greater truth. You'll realize that your mind will adjust and process, and you'll get to the realization like, that was just a dream. Showing you that you have a intelligence in you that knows that there is a higher reality. And the higher reality is the reality of our awake state, which is higher than our dream state. Now, our dream state is affected by our subconscious and a lot of different things, the things we're worried about, thinking about, stressing about, the problems that we carry with us, the baggage. But in our awake state, we can wake up to realize, that was just a dream. So this experience, it is talking about King Yarda's experience between the dream state and the waking state. And King Yarda being the truth for you, this means that you are the truth. You experience both. And you have to discern that both of these things happen to you. But there is a greater truth for you to discover, for King Yarda to discover in this story, that he is the truth. And the truth, if you ever get lost, can only be seen in the now. So the truth is what's going on in the now. And our memory of the past, our memory of the now that has passed, our dream of that, that is a type of reality, but it would be secondary to the now. It would be secondary to your awake state if you're dreaming, if you're believing versus what you know.
So these three different states of experience, there is a fourth, and Hindus call this Turiya, which Turiya means fourth, and that's the name. And this is when we start knowing all. When we start knowing our mind, we knowing the effects of the mind, our thoughts, our beliefs, our imaginations. And we start knowing what we're looking at is never what we believe. And what we're looking at in time, that's what life is about figuring that out. Since I don't have a chance to work with you, I'll foreshadow for you what that is that you're looking at is never what you believe. If you look at it close, what you're really looking at when you're looking in the mirror at anybody, anything, that is God. And your ability to see it, feel it, touch it, taste it. Who do you thank for this experience? Who do we thank for being alive? Is this body really yours? Did you create it? Are you just gifted with it in this lifetime? And what we choose to do should always be a conscious choice. Because if we're not conscious, our subconscious, if you just look at TV and look around, our subconscious is very immature. Evolution is when a being or a society evolves to start knowing that all matter. Everything matters. Everything interacts. There is no separation. We all are experiencing each other, and the first thing is for us to learn how to experience our own self. So how to experience our own self is to understand the experiences within is a dream state, greater reality with our awake state. And in time, you may realize you're going to wake up or feel like you're waking up with your eyes open. And that is Turiya. I hope you discover that on this journey. Aloha.